Good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking the time tonight to listen in on Social Security preparing for retirement. So this presentation is being recorded, and so you can go back and listen to it and so on and so forth. If you have any technical issues, audio, visual, anything like that, please just call Jenny Giroux on the office line 321-454-3623, and she'll take care of any of those for you. So we're going to go for, I would suspect about anywhere from about 40 to 50 minutes or so to work through the presentation. So good stuff here. Let's get started. So what does the future of Social Security look like? So here are some of the key concerns. Will Social Security be around in the future? And another one that's really important is Social Security never was really designed to be a major part of income for retirement planning. However, if you think about the amount of money that was paid into Social Security, in very many cases, it's about the same amount of money that we put into 401ks. So, you know, there's a fair amount of money there, and the deeming strategies are important. So with that said, of course, planning for retirement and putting money into retirement programs like IRAs and 401ks is extremely important. So again, kind of a quick shot of the Social Security statement itself, what it looks like. Again, not really designed to provide the full amount of money necessary for retirement income. So let's continue on and think about what the retirement income picture does look like. Financial assets, Social Security plays a part, pensions play a part, IRAs, 401ks, 403bs. So how are the retirement benefits calculated? That's one of the things we're going to talk about, options for married couples and divorcees, as well as taxes in retirement. So let's dive into how are the benefits calculated. If you take a look at full retirement age on this chart here, it'll give you a sense about what's going on with the Social Security benefits themselves. As you can see, the year of birth up to 1954, you're 66 years for full retirement age, and then it goes on to that series of 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, and 10 months, to where at 1960 and thereafter, full retirement age is 67 years. Now, when you take a look at the next screen here, it takes 40 quarters to qualify for Social Security benefits. And what they do is they average the 35 highest years of earnings. So we've got two examples here, age 66 for full retirement age and age 67 full retirement age. And you see that we give something up if you take it early. So on the left-hand side, the full retirement age 66, take it at age 62, then it's reduced by about 25%, 2013 and 6.7, and full retirement age at 66. And then you receive some credits, some additional, what they call retirement credits and delayed retirement credits on up to 32%. If you wait till age 70 on a full retirement age 66, 67 starts out a reduction of 30% on up to age 67.0. And then if you wait until age 70 to take the delayed retirement credits, then it's 24% more. So that's kind of the magic age, the full retirement age benefits. Well, I hope that screen's still showing up the way it needs to.
Yeah, we see it.
Well, for whatever reason, it's not advancing. There we go. All right, so now let's take a look at if you are working and receiving benefits. So this is a little bit busy here, but think about it this way. The earnings limit for the year 2021, this year, through the year of turning full retirement age, the maximum amount of income is $18,960. If you earn more than $18,960, then the amount of withholding or the reduction in Social Security benefits is $1 for every 2. Now, if you're in the year turning full retirement, you can earn up to $50,520, and then it'll reduce 1 for every 3. Once you turn full retirement age, there are no restrictions. So you can have an unlimited amount of income. And that's the way the income works. The limits are used really to reduce the amount of Social Security benefit if you are creating income. So then let's continue on, talk about options for marrieds and divorcees. So the spousal benefits. When you think about spousal benefits, they're available even if you did not work. You can receive a spousal benefit. The requirements are you must be married to a current spouse at least 1 year, and your spouse must be receiving their retirement benefits. So if both spouses worked, generally you receive the greater of your retirement or the spousal benefit. And only one spouse can receive spousal benefits at a time. So we'll continue on with that then. If you take a look at the chart on the right-hand side, if you take spousal benefits, you can take spousal benefits early. You see the different color scheme there. If you take spousal benefits at age 62, it's reduced. So in other words, if your spouse and you're available and you're eligible to take spousal benefits and you decide to take it earlier than your full retirement age, then full retirement age being 66 is 32.5%. Full retirement age 67 is 35%. And you see it increases until you get to the maximum of 50%. So that's key. The maximum spousal benefit is 50%. So let's take a look at a case study then. And this will help out to kind of clarify. So Jack here is the higher earner, and Diane's retirement benefits are less than spousal benefits. And that's a key component, because what if Diane's retirement benefits were more? Well, then she would take her benefits. She wouldn't be eligible for spousal benefits. And you'll see that theme as we go through this. So again, Jack's annual Social Security retirement benefits are at age 62, $7,500, age 66, it's $10,000, and age 70 is $13,200. Okay, so we kind of built that $10,000 as the key. Remember, everything revolves around full retirement age. So let's take a look at how this plays out. Let's calculate the spousal benefit. Jack claims retirement at full retirement age. Okay, now, again, Jack's benefit at full retirement age is $10,000. So what do you think then would Diane get at age 66 if she claims spousal benefits at age 66? Okay, think about that for a second. Take a look at it. Diane claims at age 66, she gets 50%. We saw that on a previous slide. Okay, so she's eligible to get 50% of 10,000, that's the 5,000. So what if she decides though that she wants to take it early? She wants to take it at 62. Well, then she's reduced. She can still take it, but it's reduced. And there you see it then, it's the 3,500. Right, so you have a little flavor for what the spousal benefits look like. And again, this is the key is that are her spousal benefits going to be more than what her actual retirement benefits are? Because then the retirement benefits would come into play. So let's continue on with that theme. If calculating the spousal benefit and Jack is at age 70, he has $13,200. So now he waited till 70. Now what would Diane get as a spousal benefit at age 66 and 62? Would it change? Would not, would it? It would be the same. Why is that? Because everything is based on full retirement age. Full retirement age is the key for spousal benefits. So there's some subtle changes to this from a few years ago. And that's the key here. Take it early, it's reduced in one way or another. You take it at full retirement age, you get 50%. Okay, now, what if though, Jack were to take benefits at age 62? Jack decided, I'm going to claim at 62, health reasons, other kinds of reasons, whatever are, he decides to take it early. What would he qualify? What would Diane qualify for as spousal benefits? Would it change in any way? Again, all has to do with the spouse's full retirement age. The 10,000 didn't change, therefore, the spousal benefits are the same all across the board. Okay, so that's the theme with spousal benefits. They don't change, it's based on full retirement age. All right, so let's continue on. Let's take a look at a case study then. Now, the spouse has a lower Social Security benefit and applies first. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit busy, but let's take a look at it and you'll get some flavor for some of the different pieces and parts and how it can be blended together. And I will say this, that for the typical married filing a joint return and for spouses and married couples, 88 different combinations. That's why calculators are very helpful to determine how you might be able to glean the most Social Security income. But let's take a look at this then. 3 best friends, all age 62, so they're born in 1959. Okay, they're all married, retired, and want to take Social Security. So they're married, retired, and they want to take Social Security, all the same age. What will they receive? Now, when their spouse applies, and then we'll continue on here. So, first column is Alex. In Alex's case, retirement benefit at full retirement age for him is $1,000. The spousal benefit at full retirement age is $1,000. But Blake, full retirement age is $1,000, spousal benefits $1,200. And Chris, he didn't have any Social Security, didn't qualify, didn't work, cared for the family. But he still has a spousal benefit of $1,200. So how does that play out then? Well, when the spouses apply, the bottom left-hand side, when the spouses apply, Alec and Blake apply at 62 for their retirement benefits. Alec, Blake, and Chris are 66 when their spouses apply, their full retirement age when their spouses apply. So how's this going to play out for them? First of all, the spousal benefit is available if spousal benefit at full retirement age. Yeah. So Alec, retirement benefit at full retirement age is $1,000. Also spousal benefit at $1,000. So Alec's retirement benefit at full retirement age is the same. There is no spousal benefit. He receives the same amount either way. Okay. So when he applies, it doesn't change. He just receives a reduced retirement benefit. See, because they'll always go back and they'll look at what your retirement benefit is, and if it's the same or more, they'll give you that versus the spousal benefit. Many people may be thinking of restricted applications, and so those were eliminated. All right, so that's one piece of the puzzle there. We see why Alec played out at $1,000. With Blake now, his retirement age at his benefit at full retirement age is $1,000, but his spousal benefit is $1,200. So Blake's spousal benefit at full retirement age, with the maximum spousal, the retirement benefit And so what happens here then is that he had a higher spousal benefit. 50% of the spouse was more than his full retirement age. And that played out. Now with Chris, remember, he didn't have any retirement, so he gets the maximum spousal benefit when the spouse applies. So he gets $1,200 as well, right? So that's how that plays out. Okay, so again, everything around full retirement age, if your retirement calculation is higher, you get that versus the spousal benefit. So that's how they kind of watered that down and moderated that a bit. Let's switch gears then and go on to the survivor benefit. Now let's take a look then at the calculation then. The amount is based on when the deceased claimed their retirement benefit. All right, so this is key. When the deceased claimed their retirement benefit, the percentage based on when you apply for these survivor's benefit. Okay, the surviving spouse works. Okay, so now they receive the greater of your benefit or the survivor's benefit. Common theme here again. If the surviving spouse worked, then they get their retirement benefit prior to the survivor's benefit. And of course, it's subject to the earnings test until full retirement age. So if we go back and look at earnings would play a part, wouldn't it? Because remember, we're going to give up 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 up to certain income levels, 18,000 to 50,000, kind of rounded, until we get to full retirement age. And then full retirement age, then we can receive the full amount of those benefits. Okay, so we'll get into an example in just a moment. And then now the final is the claim your own spousal before full retirement age. So surviving spouse is still eligible for a max survivor benefit. Same thing here. If your survivor benefit is more than your retirement benefit, then that may be your best decision. Okay, so there's some percentages off to the side here. Survivor's percentage, based on the full retirement age of the decedent. Okay, so again, here's the way those would play out. And so you got a full retirement age 66, full retirement age 67, and age 60 on up to 67 plus. Right, so a little bit of nuance there, and again, well worth going through what if scenarios there to see how that might play out for those that have survivor benefits. And very often we're going to have a survivor benefit. And so we'll play into more of that here in just a moment, see how that plays out for retirement income for the survivors. Now here's a deceased claiming decision and how it affected the surviving spouse. So I think this will clarify a little bit of the emphasis on when did the decedent claim. Now the first column here is the deceased claims at 62. Okay, this is an example of survivor benefits, $21,500. The deceased claimed at full retirement age, either 66 or 67, $26,000. So pretty decent jump right there. And if the deceased claimed at age 70, then even a greater jump to $34,000. So that's worth noting then that the decision really becomes not just a me decision for some people on when you're going to claim, especially if you're the higher wage earner. You're the higher wage earner, then it puts you really in a position to think about the we or us kind of decision on when you might claim Social Security based on the idea that what would be left for the survivor. Because it's all based, again, on what age you claim it, right? All right, so let's stay in that theme a little bit about it here. So here are some options for widows or widowers. Remember, it goes both ways, the men or the women. One predeceases the other. So the earnings limit applies on both. Remember that now. So if a spouse dies and you are prior to full retirement age and you're taking spousal benefits or relying on spousal benefits to supplement income, that earnings test still applies. And so again, up to 18,000, it is 1 for 2, and up to 50,000 is is then 1 for 3. So that's how that would work. So in some cases here, there are some strategies here. Option number 1, start with the reduced survivor's benefit, switch to a retirement plan, to your retirement benefit later on, or start with the reduced retirement and switch to survivor's benefit. Okay, here's a place where you have that option to make those switches depending on how they play out best for you. You can see that's why many people take the time to sit down with someone and advise and take a look at different what-if scenarios and options on that Social Security benefit. Now let's talk about that divorcee benefit available if the marriage lasted 10 years or longer. And you see the language here says 10 plus consecutive years. So again, the max spousal is 50%, max survivor is 100%. All right, so those are the benefits then on those two variations, spousal at 50, survivor benefit 100. So here's the requirements. First of all, the ex-spouse needs to be at least age 62 or older and be dead or disabled. Okay, so the spouse that you're using to claim the benefit, age 62 minimum going forward. The ex does not need to be receiving their benefits. Get asked this a lot. People say, well, geez, I need to get a hold of them and talk to them and see if they don't have to do anything. All right. The key thing is you need to be able to go to the administration and chat with the administration about the requirements. And it's going to be a marriage. It's going to divorce decree, a marriage, the Social Security number, and you provide that information, and they're going to tap right into it and be able to work the paperwork and allow for you to get divorcee benefits. Also important to remember, it doesn't take anything away from the ex-spouse or the ex-spouse's new wife for any of those kinds of scenarios. So that's nothing to be concerned about. So the current marital, so spousal, okay. So they're unmarried. The survivors, unmarried or remarried after age 60. Key thing here is the age 60 part. Okay. The idea here is that in order to get a survivor's benefit, you'll see here a little bit more conversation about it, is that it's age 60 at least. Okay. And then if you worked, receive the greater of your retirement or the spousal or survivor benefit of the ex. All we're talking about here again is that it's back to that same theme. If your retirement benefits are more, then you're going to get that, not a spousal or a survivor benefit. And again, just a reminder, all subject to full retirement age, earnings test on the full retirement age. Okay, continuing on then. Remarriage and Social Security and how it applies to the divorcee and the widows. If your former spouse remarries, it does not affect your benefits. Just doesn't dilute any of that. I said it a little bit earlier. It doesn't reduce their benefits, doesn't affect the spouse. So again, if your second marriage ends in either divorce, annulment, or death, you may become re-entitled to the benefits of the first marriage. So remember, there was one of the requirements that you can't be married. But what if you are married and you want to get benefits from your previous spouse? Then you do become divorced, or there's an annulment, or or a death there. Then you can reapply. Okay, it's the fact that when you apply, you're not married, age 60 or 62 or more, and you become eligible. Okay. All right then. So continue on with that theme then. If you remarry before age 60, you forfeit the spousal benefit. Okay, so here's what's interesting is that if you do remarry before age 60, then you would forfeit the spousal benefit. So, what's the fix of that? Just don't get married before you're age 60. then you would be able to qualify for the spousal benefit. Okay. And what if you remarry after age 60? You forfeit the spousal benefit, but you keep the survivor's benefit. Okay. So you forfeit the spousal benefit, but if they die, then you would qualify for the survivor benefit. Fair enough? All right, then, continuing on with that theme, then divorce and remarriage. If both marriages ended after 10 years or more, you receive the highest available benefit. Let's take a look at the case study here. Jane and Tom. Married Tom at 25, married for 15 years, divorced, and Tom is deceased. And then Jane and Theo. Married Theo at 45, married 10 years, divorced, and Theo is alive at age 62. And in this case, Jane is single. She receives the greater of her retirement benefit. The survivor from Tom, because he's deceased, or the spousal survivor benefit from Theo. So she's really got kind of this three-tier decision to make. She's got some options here. All right, so again, just to kind of open up what the different nuances are and different moving parts are on some of these themes. And there's some commonality to it: full retirement age, age 60, 62, and things like that. Okay, so let's get to everyone's favorite subject, and that is taxes. Taxes and your retirement. I can hear the cheering going on already. All right, now, so when we're thinking about Social Security, most everyone on the call probably knows that Social Security is taxable. But in some cases, I chat with people and they're dismayed to think that Social Security is taxable. Why would it be taxable? You pay taxes to get it, and so on goes the rest of that story. Well, years ago, and we could get into that theme, but it is. And here's the way it is taxed. For individuals, Social Security benefits by themselves are not taxable. That's just a fact. So Social Security, when someone comes to me and says, no, Social Security is not taxable, they are technically correct. In the absence of other income, Social Security is not taxable. However, I think we've learned that Social Security isn't enough to provide retirement income. Therefore, it does become taxable at the middle column type benefits. Up to 50% of Social Security benefits may be taxable from the range of $25,000 to $34,000 for an individual, and up to 85% for that same individual over $34,001. For the marrieds, not taxable less than $32,000, between $32,000 and $44,000. Then 50% of it's drawn in, and then anything above $44,001, 85% of the Social Security benefits may be taxable. All right, so we kind of use that term maybe to kind of pick up on a theme here. They used to call it provisional income. And so now it's just called additional income. So kind of waters down that terminology a little bit. So it's the combined income that determines if Social Security benefits are taxable. The adjusted gross income plus any tax-exempt income, half of the Social Security, and that becomes the entire combined income. So all the income in addition to the Social Security benefit becomes the combined income, and that's where we start to determine what the taxation of Social Security is. And then it falls into those themes that we talked about on the previous slide. So let's take a look at combined income exclusions. And so for many people, we've had conversations about the Roth IRA. The beautiful thing about the Roth IRA and Roth 401k or 403b is that that is not part of provisional income or the combined income, new terminology. So, for many people, when we're having a conversation at age 50, 55, and that Roth 401k or Roth IRA is available, it becomes really another quiver, arrow in your quiver. It just gives you another option. In addition to that, qualified charitable deductions. Okay, so QCDs will help to reduce that combined income. The non-taxable portion of pensions and annuities. Annuities in many cases have what they call exclusion ratios, okay, that provide income. And the key here is that, very often we'll hear, conversations about, well, should I take money out of my Roth IRA first or out of my IRA first, when I start to trigger retirement income? And the point of that is that you would want to blend the two. I mean, you'd want to do this calculation to see where the taxation falls and to be able to keep yourself in brackets that don't include that type of income. Okay. So again, inheritance and gifts, life insurance proceeds, not taxable, and the HSA withdrawals for qualified medical expenses, which by the way is greatly expanded too. So it gives a lot of latitude there. So these 6 boxes give you examples of those kinds of things that don't contribute to the taxation of Social Security. So here are some questions to consider when you're thinking about Social Security. So again, you're thinking about the claiming options that have the most impact on your retirement income goals and your overall investment thesis. So that thesis may come back to ask the question, how long will you work? Okay, or what is your withdrawal rate? And what are your combined life expectancies? And so, very often someone who has health issues or just simply needs the income, Social Security is going to come out soon. And that might be the right thing for them. Okay, so we got an example of a single person here, average life expectancy. They may want to take it as soon as possible. I mean, they're single. They don't have a survivor benefit to provide or things like that. They have long life expectancy. They might let Social Security grow as long as possible. So that's a single person. For married, spousal with lower Social Security benefits begins as soon as possible. Okay, but the spouse with the higher benefits might want to maximize benefits as much as possible. And the whole idea there really is to be thinking about what additional income might be provided under the survivor benefit that would help that process. There's since we're talking about taxes in retirement, we always want to think about the after effect. One of the spouses is deceased, and now instead of being in a married filing a joint return, that survivor's in a single taxpayer return. So we saw the changes there. Spousal benefits are taxed earlier. There might be a loss of some income. Certainly there would be when both of them are claiming Social Security because you're going to get the higher of the two. And other kinds of nuances that can happen there. All right, so there are some other unique scenarios here. Reduction if you're in the public sector. This is one that I usually take offline and talk to people about that because there's a lot of what if scenario there. So if that's your case, then you'd love to have that conversation with you, but probably better with specific examples. Disability benefits. Again, those cases where disability plays a part, and and it can be very beneficial to be able to apply and receive disability benefits. And for those that we've helped, sometimes it takes an attorney to help get those benefits, or it takes multiple times of going back and looking to claim to make that happen. And one of the old strategies that we worked with for a number of years is the restricted application. And you start with a spousal benefit and you switch to your own retirement. So that's that flip that we talked about before, and that's for those that do qualify. So if you were born on or before January 1st of 1954, is one of the requirements. You applied age 66 or older, full retirement age, and your spouse has applied for retirement or disability benefits. Then we can be talking about the spousal benefit, in which case then you can see that growth, and that's what this arrow on the side is that it does allow for increased benefits as time goes on, up until age 70. And so how much does it grow after age 70? Doesn't. That's it. That's as much as you get, right? So that's the way that would work out. And then finally, the case study here. So age 68, born in 1953, is the higher earner, wants to start his retirement age at age 70. So the missus is 62, born in 1959 and retired. Is the restricted application available? Well, let's take a look at it. So in this particular case here, Diego claims his spousal benefit at age 66, and Diego switches to his maximum retirement benefit at age 70, right? Because he claimed it, okay? But now he's going to switch at age 70, and the wife claims her reduced benefit at age 62, and she then, when Diego passes away, would receive the higher amount. All right, so that's the benefit of taking a look at that. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that this was helpful. I do encourage a phone call or stop by the office. We can chat about this a bit more. If this has been helpful to you or there's further questions, I'd love to get involved in that conversation with you. So now I am going to turn it over to Jenny Giroux.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me, Ken?
I hear you great.
Perfect. Just wanted to say thank you all for attending this evening. Of course, a big thank you to Ken Yu for providing excellent information about Social Security tonight. Social Security can be a big confusing topic. There's lots of considerations, so I hope it might be a little clearer for you now, or at least it got you thinking about some options you maybe never knew you had, so you can plan ahead. Either way, if anyone still has questions or would like to schedule a one-on-one appointment with Ken to discuss Social Security options for your personal situation, you can visit our website now to schedule an appointment online anytime, or give me a call, send me an email, I'll make it happen. In upcoming news, we've planned several exciting educational presentations over the next few months, so keep an eye out for those email invitations coming soon. Next month, Ken Yu will be discussing estate planning with special guest attorney Amy Romaine. We will also be learning more about life insurance strategies, Medicare solutions, Roth conversions, and investments that may assist in taxes. In addition, you're going to have several opportunities to log in and learn more about opportunities for specialized investments with our virtual product updates. I don't know about you guys, but I love playing games and winning prizes. If you do too, the new Pinnacle Perks program's for you. You will soon be receiving a Pinnacle Perks VIP bingo card, and when you get a bingo, you're going to win tickets to the next VIP Perks event. So fun times are coming. You don't want to miss out on that. We love feedback. We want to provide you all with the highest level of care. Make sure you're prepared and educated to be successful in retirement. So keep your eyes peeled for a 2021 client survey. Take a few minutes to fill that out and submit it. It helps us better understand our clients and work to meet any needs that you might have. Also, just take a few seconds to complete the questions at the end of this meeting. Let us know what you thought tonight. And as always, I'm here for you, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. Just wanted to say once again, thank you all for joining us this evening. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Thank you for attending, everyone. Have a good night tonight.